Welcome back to another video, my fellow commandants, and today we'll be covering one of the most requested videos ever. I'm not kidding either. Many of you have been asking for a guide on the Derived from Matrix endings, and while I would have loved to combine it with the previous video, listing all the endings in the same video would have taken too long. So, instead, I spread it across two videos to help prevent information overload. With that, everyone, today we're going to be covering every single ending in Derived from Matrix and how to get them. But before we begin, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to see more videos like this. Now, on to the guide. Now, when you first start Derived from Matrix, you will have only one option available to you for endings, sort of making it the default ending that everyone who plays achieves at least once. And if you do it on purpose afterwards, you're kind of just a monster. That being said, it's obviously the easiest to achieve. Quick side note, when you reach the decision point for whether or not you go down the path of alternative projection, you can still reach the two basic endings on the alpha side. So if you want the first ending, you will have to choose Chain Disaster, which will lead you to Ominous Branding and lock you into two different endings, one in the alpha route and one in the beta route. Make sure to choose the Abyssal Echoes in the alpha route to get the first standard ending here. Now, like I said earlier, as so long as you started Derived, this is the ending you will get by default. It's sad and depressing, and I have no clue why you would want to do it more than once. Beyond is the second ending we had initial access to in Derived. To get this specific ending, instead of going down the route of Chain Disaster, like last time, instead go down Silver Lining for the second ending, which leads to Flickering Light. Unlike last time, you aren't exactly locked in to the ending. Instead, you can still choose Abyssal Echoes. However, instead of doing that, choose the path Alternate Route. This will lead you to Reverb Beyond, which in turn, if you beat the boss, gives you the ending Beyond. Moving on to the third standard ending, this one, just like the first two, is pretty straightforward. The only difference this time is that you are required to choose the route Alternative Projection, just like the rest going forward. After you've made sure to choose Alternative Projection, continuing down the path you'll come across Chance Encounter in the beta route. This is the option that you'll want to choose. Having chose this, you'll be forced to go to Illusory Versus next. Now, by all technicality, just like the first two endings, you aren't really required to go down this path. But I'm simply listing it this way in case you're actually reading the story. That will help this ending make a lot more sense. Now, once you reach the space between fates in the beta route, you must choose the top option that doesn't use the Ultra Limit key. Once you complete the boss fight, afterwards, you will have completed the Jetavie Ending. For this ending, you will once again make your way to Alternative Projection and choose that path. From here, you will find the Void Merchant on the alpha side and take the card. From here, as you continue on the alpha side, you will come across another cross section. Choose Cage of Love and Hatred on the alpha side, which will lead to a boss fight against Iron Maiden Phantom. After you defeat the boss, you will go through the End of Love and Hatred. From here, you will look for the Void Merchant on the beta side, and hand in both the Queen of Hearts and Queen of Spades to attain the Ultra Limit key. Staying on the beta route, you will once again come across the space between fates. Going down this route and taking out the Ultra Limit key this time, you will then proceed to throw the key. This action will lock you back into the alpha route and eventually lead you to the Court of Truth, which is the final node in this path and will give you the ending Rabbit Hole. On to the fifth ending. Once again, make your way to Alternative Projection and go down that path. From here, make your way and find the Void Fissure node and enter it in the beta route. Once in, you will want to proceed further, so basically click the top option. This will give you the no coordinates. Keep making your way down the beta side until you find the path split. Select Collection, and try to activate the no coordinates from earlier. This will result in a boss fight regardless, but it's just parry ball, so you got this. Completing this will lock you into the beta side and bring you into the Reverse Observation node, where you will obtain the access key. Now, if you have the access key, switch over to the alpha side and find Void's End path, and select Observing Cautiously. This also has an image of the access key next to it in case you forget. By finishing the node and beating the boss, you'll attain Ultra Limit key and be locked into the alpha route now. Continue making your way down the alpha path and select Destined Dawnlight when you come to the path split. After you come to it, you'll use both keys to obtain the Bicolor key. Continuing forward, you'll go down Final Journey, since it's the only option, and use the Bicolor key option to stop Jetavie. which leads to a boss fight against Primal Projection. And once you beat Primal Projection, you'll have received the ending NightWatcher. And now we come to the sixth and final ending. This is also known as the true ending, and if you want to know why, I encourage you to read it for yourself. To start, simply make your way to Alternative Projection once again, and go down that path. From this point, make your way to the Void Merchant on the Alpha side. Once there, you'll select the option to take out the projector, which will give you the High Dimensional Projector End. Continuing on, you'll eventually encounter where the paths split. Make sure you're on the beta route, and go down existing obstacles, and fight Ballard, which will lead you to the next node, Fate's Invitation. This will, in turn, give you the invitation from the center. Switch on over to the Alpha path, and once you come across Void's End, select that node and select the second option, Venture into it, which requires the High Dimensional Projector End. Doing so will have you fight Wakshu. Now, beating Wakshu will give you an item called the Timestamp. After that, you'll be forced into the beta route for a bit. When you come across the next path split, select Central Gate and select the top option. Check the invitation and fight the Emperor afterwards. Defeating him will bring you to the next node, Core Forbidden Zone. Continuing down further along, you will come across Truth Journey, which will be the only path you can select, and you will have to face Primal Projection. Defeating her will trigger the first part of the ending, however, you're not done yet. Now, you will have the option to do the Boss Rush trials or skip them, however, it doesn't actually affect the ending. Finally, you will face the second phase of Primal Projection boss fight, and upon defeating her, you'll finish the ending and unlock the DayBreaker Ending. Well, everyone, that's going to do it for the guide to the endings. Obviously, you can deviate here and there. So long as you select the right path, you can guarantee the ending you desire. That being said, I hope you will enjoy each of the endings, even if some of them are kind of depressing. With that, everyone, if you liked the video, consider dropping a like and subscribe, and hitting that notification bell to be notified when I drop a new video or go live. I have a growing Discord full of PGR and WoWo homies, so why don't you join it? With that, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.